Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Yona of the Dawn, chapter 204. This video is very late. Even the later translation, which I'm using, is like 5 days old at this point, but I'm finally here now. So, when we last left our heroes, we learned a good bit more about Mei-Nyan. Specifically, that she was a general at one point, before becoming a royal consort of the Emperor, I think, of Kai as a whole, or South Kai specifically. I forget the exact details of Kai's political structure right now. The more important thing we learned, though, is that she is also a member of the Scarlet Clan, and as a result is dying of the Scarlet Disease, and knows about Soo-Won having the Scarlet Disease, and as a result, she was initially very happy that a member of her clan reclaimed the throne of Koka, but after hearing that some other girl is the reincarnation of the dragon, or at the very least has the 4 dragons under her command, she very much hates Yona, and explicitly wants to get rid of the 4 dragons, wants control of the 4 dragons, and Hawk, which that part is just like out of spite. Soo-Won does not go along with it because, as he explains, he hates King Hiryuu. And that's where we leave off. So let's jump right on into chapter 204, One-Sided Affection. We open where we left off last time, it looks like, with the two of them talking in the pagoda. And Mei-Nyan asks, "Did you just turn me down?" "Yes. You dislike King Hiryuu. So are you trying to renounce your blood?" "Not at all. It does seem that I'm a member of that bloodline, but what does it matter?" "You're saying you don't care? Don't lie to me!" So yeah, we see that Mei-Nyan is just utterly unable to understand that Soo-Won does not particularly care about the Hiryuu bloodline in its, like, mythological stature. He cares that it's killing him, but not that it makes him a king or whatever. Born with his blood, inheriting his illness. You can't tell me King Hiryuu doesn't weigh on your mind. And then we see a flashback of Il. I'm assuming this is, I think we've seen this line before. I think it's right before Soo-Won kills Il. "She is the incarnation of King Hiryuu. She's not like you. Even if you kill me, you cannot become King Hiryuu." We see Yona is still listening into all this. The illness is the only legacy this bloodline has, after all. On top of that, the unfairness of the dragons belonging to Princess Yona, of all people. I'm the only person who can understand that pain. And Soo-Won just pauses for a minute before stopping her. "I've had quite enough of the name King Hiryuu. Even if you cling to it, it won't change anything. As for why the dragons and the reincarnation of King Hiryuu were born, I don't care." So yeah, we see Soo-Won is very secular. He gets that from his father. Much like Yuhan before him. What matters is the here and now, and not all this mythical Hiryuu mumbo-jumbo. The pain is an obstacle, but what you feel is unfair, and what I feel is strange, are 2 entirely separate things. What did he describe as strange earlier? I'm not quite sure, but Mei-Nyan is just stunned at just the total rejection Soo-Won is giving her. And then asks, "Is that so? Then what now? Negotiations have broken down. So I'll be on my merry way back to South Kai." As if, right? And we see, Hiryuu, I think is his name, the buff guy that probably killed, Yona's mother. I think Hiryuu was his name, has now appeared at the pagoda, doubtful that he's there for pleasantries. And Kai-Suk has revealed himself that he's still there. "Indeed, I did not realize you were a member of His Majesty's family, so I ask you to pardon my rudeness. However," and Hiryuu kind of like grabs his sword, and Mei-Nyan jumps off the ledge. The pagoda was kind of like on a cliff with only really one normal entrance, and she just jumps off the cliff's edge to get away. Shit, and she's thinking to herself, I'm dead, I'm so dead. He really turned me down. The same blood, the same illness, and he refused me. I finally climbed my way up to get here. I finally got to Hiryuu Castle right in front of the king, and yet..." And just then, Hiryuu catches up to her and kicks her in the chest. Gah! And she goes, like, rolling. catches herself. We see like saliva and dirt kind of coming like on her face. Gah, gah, and Hiryuu draws his sword, and goes to slash it down before she's protected by Jaeha of all people, making himself known. Okay, so there goes the whole stealth plan. And Jaeha just kind of smiles. Hiryuu shocked at his arrival. And Hiryuu makes another slash. Jaeha jumps back, barely dodging it. We can really like see the force behind Hiryuu's slash. He's fast. I think that's Mei-Nyan's thought, given that Hiryuu doesn't really get a lot of thoughts. But Jaeha lands, and Mei-Nyan just stares at him, and then says, sorry. Whatever the circumstances, if I see a defenseless woman being attacked, I can't just stand idly by. So there's Jaeha, coming to save the day. And Kaisuk gets on to him. Don't interfere, Green Dragon. She knows of this nation's deepest secret. Further, she is a central figure in South Kai. We cannot allow her to return alive. And Yona runs out. Wait, Kaisuk! And Kaisuk just kind of very calmly, I do not recall giving you permission to leave your quarters, Princess Yona. You're really going to kill her? Kindly cease with your bizarre sense of mercy. It is only a bother. So yeah, we're seeing here, Yona still has, I'm trying to find the right words for this. She's not really a court figure. Not for the bloody politics of the era. And we see that kind of clash here with Kaisuk. And then Yona calls Soo-Won! And Soo-Won is just kind of staring, like, dead-eyed at the ground. And then responds, it has nothing to do with you. And Yona is just kind of stunned at how she's been shut down there. And then she runs up to him and grabs him by the collar. Look at me! Even if you don't care, or have had enough of me, look me in the eyes when you talk to me. And Soo-Won does exactly what she asks and looks at her fiercely. I'm saying it has nothing to do with you. And Yona is stunned. That's probably more strength than Soo-Won has shown in a long time. And then Yona tries to reason to her. She's reason with him. She's Chago's royal consort, right? If you kill her here, all you've done is deny Rantan being assassinated. All you've done to deny Rantan being assassinated will be meaningless, won't it? And then Soo-Won counters, it would be worse to send her back to South Kai like this. But if it comes to war, she would be killed regardless. And then Yona tries one last effort, but her pain reminds me of Lady Yonhee, and that gets Soo-Won's attention. Okay. And there's this long silence there, as Mei-Nyan, kind of sensing that there's a bit of an opening here, runs off, shocking everyone. Kaisuk yells, after her! Hiryuu chases her. Wait! And Mei-Nyan runs, but her little squirrel friend can't hang on, and gets caught on a branch. I'm curious how that's going to change her actions here. But she does not go back for him. Okay, she looks shocked. She's not exactly happy to have lost him, but she does not go back. Yona runs after the two of them. And then there's like a flash. We cut to black, and we're back in Hawk's jail cell, it looks like. Or no, it's another jail cell with Mei-Nyan. They've decided not to kill her, which, that probably would cause some kind of incident. Though Soo-Won is also right. They can't really just send her back like this. So this seems to be some kind of halfway measure. And Kaisuk asks, what shall I tell the emissaries? Please inform them that Lady Mei-Nyan has gone back ahead of them. That will do. Their foremost concern is returning to their nation as soon as possible, and they were treating her as a nuisance anyway. That's fair enough. They wouldn't really check on her. And then we hear Mei-Nyan let out a phrase, Ho-chan, who I'm guessing is a person. Maybe her father or her brother, maybe? Possibly. Um, I guess that's my best guess. And then we cut back to wherever the dragons are staying. As Jeha just says, "You guys, could you stop treating me like a toy?" And we see Kija is like bandaging up Jeha there. "We're tending to you, right, Sheena?" And Sheena is just kind of, it looks like sticking a bunch of like flowers or something on him. And Sheena is just, "I want to see Yoon." And then we cut to Zeno. Zeno and Yona are talking, I guess telling Zeno what's happened. "I see. And now Nyan-Nyan's been imprisoned?" "Yeah, I was able to stop them from killing her immediately, but Jeha even fought with Hiryuu Lee. This translation uses Lee instead of Ri. I will correct that from now." And then Yona continues, "She was suffering from the same disease as Soo-Won." And then she flashes back to what Mei-Nyan said. "Some nobody princess gets everything we have a right to? How is that fair? I'm supposedly the reincarnation of King Hiryuu, but I can't relate to her pain." And Zeno comforts her. "You could also say that Nyan-Nyan can't relate to your pain either, lass. People can't imagine what they don't know, after all." And then Yona kind of thinks, like while pondering everything that's happened, and specifically what Zeno was saying, you could, sorry, that was the previous line. While pondering what Zeno was saying, says, "I came this far acting as simply Yona, but why, I wonder? Was King Hiryuu reborn now, of all times?" That's an interesting thought, actually. Not really spent a lot of time with. Like, yeah, why? Like, normally, when you have this kind of reincarnation story, there's some sort of great evil that the reincarnation has to stop. And, you know, another story might have made Soo-Won that great evil, but that's not the story we've been reading. So why now? Like, is it just random? I doubt it. That doesn't seem right, but maybe. And then Sheena turns to Ao. "Ao, where did you go?" And just then we see Mei-Nyan Squirrel is with him. Okay. And Jeha looks at it. "Wait, that's the critter that was with Mei-Nyan." Kija asks, "Did they become friends?" Sheena, "It seems they become food exchange partners. Is that different from friends?" "That's a good question. How cute. So you got separated." Yona looks at them. And then the squirrel kind of hides behind the curtain. It's hiding. Maybe I should take it to Mei-Nyan." And then we hear the door creak open. And it's specifically the door to Mei-Nyan's prison cell. A guard comes in. "Here, your food. What's wrong?" And we see she's like crying. "My wounds have made me so sore I can't move. Could you please massage them a little?" We see she's like teary-eyed. This is such a trap. She's gonna do something. She's gonna like kill this guard and escape, and then go for Yona and the dragons. She is not placated in any way. Even with Yona like standing up for her, she's gonna want some kind of revenge. That's my guess. And the guard kind of blushes. Well, you leave me no choice." And yet, he's been knocked out, not dead, to Mei-Nyan's credit. Mei-Nyan kind of like tosses the key. I guess even morons have their uses. And then she takes his sword. "I'll just take this." And the door opens. The guard outside responds, "Hey, you're late. What took you?" And just like that, he's knocked out. Or dead, given the fact that Mei-Nyan in the next panel has the blade fully shown. Maybe he killed her. But then she sees there are 4 guards outside of her prison. I think those are for Hawk. I think those are Hawk's guards. Because she asks, "Why are there 4 guards there?" So yeah, I'm guessing the like Hawk is so strong they had 4 guards instead of 2. But either way, she very quickly dispatches them. It's hard to tell if they're dead or not. No, they're still panting from them. So I think or the panting might be from Mei-Nyan. It's kind of hard to tell. She's still injured from her fight. Like, she's not strong enough to take them all out without any injury. She's clearly exhausted. She was also injured in the chase from Hiryuu Lee. Anyway, she thinks back to Hiryuu Lee. "It hurts. That man was so strong. Was that the Thunder Beast?" Not quite. "If she hadn't stopped him, I would be dead." She flashes back to Yona saying, "You're really going to kill her?" What was she trying to do? She can't even imagine Yona, like, wanting to show her mercy. And then she hears a sound coming from inside the prison. What? There's someone here? She hears 6,541, 6,542. They're counting? She opens the door. Could this be connected to the outside? And she sees Hawk in his prison cell doing sit-ups. 6,543, 6,544, he grunts. And then Hawk looks at her. Who are you? And she just looks at him. Oh, hell no. It's a weirdo. And the blurb at the end, Miss, that's the Thunder Beast. To be continued on March 19th, or next time, March 5th, tomorrow, modern day side story. I'll probably only cover that one if Little Miss and Good Sir translates it. We'll see if they do. I don't know what their general standards are for doing side story chapters. But if they do, I will cover it. Anyway, that is chapter 204. There's a lot of good shit here. I specifically love, Mei-Nyan is not dumb. She has not gotten this far by being anything but very aware of her surroundings. She knows that if she, a foreign enemy national, knows the king's deepest secret, and the king does not side with her, she's kind of fucked. So, like, as soon as she turns him down, as soon as he turns her down, she's like, okay, this is how I die, right? This is how you're gonna kill me. But she's also, like, she's not physically she's strong isn't really what she shows, but she's still, like, physically adept, I'd say. She makes the jump, she lands on her feet, she lands in a good enough position that she can still run, and she makes a good chase. She gets some distance. I mean, she's not Hiryuu Lee levels of strength. And she only survives because Jae-ha steps in, and because of Yona begging. Specifically reminds me of Lady Yonhee, which, is a good way. It also does show that Soo-Won does genuinely care for his mother. Cared for his mother. Like, it's telling that it's the Yonhee reminder that gets him to, like, give a damn. Which, like, is good, because Yonhee, I'm not sure, ever quite knew that to a proper extent. Like, Yonhee thought he was so cold and was kind of creeped out by him at times, you'll recall. Especially near the end of her flashback. But Soo-Won does care. Even if, he cares more about his kingdom than any individual and he wouldn't show it, but he does genuinely care for Yonhee. He probably cares for Yona, too, on top of that. But then, yeah, after that, we get Ho-chan, which is either her father or her brother. I had a thought later, maybe it's the squirrel. Maybe she just really cares about the squirrel. Certainly a possibility. Which could get Yona to at least try to visit her. As we see, Yona, like, wants to take the squirrel to Mei-Nyan. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background. Either way, though, Mei-Nyan shows her own craftiness by very quickly breaking out, and also, like, being able to beat 4 guards at the same time. Like, she is not weak. But now she's met Hawk. And I'm very curious how this meeting is going to go. I love her deadpan. Oh, hell no. It's a weirdo. That's just some funny shit. And yeah, I don't know. I honestly, like, I don't think Hawk would refer to himself as the Thunder Beast. So Mei-Nyan won't know that Hawk is Yona's prized soldier in Mei-Nyan's ideas of Yona. But yeah, this is all in all a really fun chapter. Mei-Nyan is just a villain I really like. I'm definitely gonna enjoy her time as arch villain. And yeah, I really want to see how her adventure, how her encounter with Hawk ends up. So anyway, I'm gonna leave this video off here. Hope y'all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or do whatever makes you happy. And remember, your life is your own. Okay, bye.